These are general readings, so we take what works and we leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch your wavelength here, check your other major placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay, very polite. We're starting with the Oracle deck, the Monster Oracle deck of Moonology and Work Your Light cards, and we just got Work Your Light, 4 cards. And then we're going to move on to the Muse Tarot. The Muse Tarot is new to my work here on this channel this week. I've had it for a long time. It did not resonate to me until about a week or so ago. And then I started doing some personal readings with it and it popped. And so I thought I'd use it over here, but I'm a little... it's causing some brain glitches. Some of the pictures don't match don't communicate to me. And all the words are different. So it's interesting. We'll see what happens. And some of the very different readings, very different messages than I'm used to, which is good. And yeah, beautiful pictures. There's something else. Oh yeah, hit the subscribe button and that thumbs up button. Por favor. All right, we have Unbound. Wow, this Unbound and Star Mother, these have shown up multiple times over these last couple readings. Mothering yourself, Starseed, what lights you up? Longing for home. Wow, there's some changes happening here. You're going to start changing how you interact with people, how you do things. I see this, like, first and foremost, underlying all of this, we have to be supporting ourselves. This is mothering yourself, some root chakra work as far as feeling worthy. The early childhood experiences really develop that sense of worthiness. And so our mothers are all just people that happen to have children, and some of them did a better job and were more intentional than others. But any way you slice it, no matter how perfect your mother was, there's going to be some sort of hole there, something that they weren't able to provide for you simply by the fact that they were a person and had probably a lot going on themselves. So, and there are other reasons and whatever. For whatever reason, so you find those places and you give that to yourself. I do have a playlist on this channel of songs. And this card always prompts me to mention that. There is a song called This Is to Mother You. It's a duet between Sinead O'Connor and Mary J. Blige. And I think it can be very healing. So mothering yourself, caring for yourself, both physically and emotionally, meeting both types of needs. That's typically sort of the role that a mother plays, is meeting both of those needs. So you could have some just needing some nurturing, both physical and emotional nurturing. And so providing that for yourself, that can include reaching out to others, that kind of thing, or just, making sure that you're doing whatever you have found brings you healing and brings you a sense of being nurtured and cared for. So caring very deeply for yourself. And then also we have this sort of what lights you up, Starseed, what lights you up? What are you dreaming of? What makes you excited? What are those dreams? And maybe you're doing some nurturing of those dreams, like both physically and emotionally. So physically would be like paying attention to taking the steps so that dream could potentially happen and come true. If you want to be an artist, you need to be painting hopefully every day or something similar to that, working on those skills. So what lights you up? What are you excited about? What makes you happy? And giving that to yourself, nurturing yourself, and figuring out, maybe this is about figuring out how to nurture yourself. First, you're asking the question, how do I nurture myself? And then you do it. I feel like I might be going in these, talking about these in the opposite direction that they should have been talked about. So we have Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So there's some way that you've been interacting either with yourself. I suspect it's with yourself because we have the Star Mother card and the Star Seed card. Both of these have to do with your relationship with yourself, with what you need from yourself and making sure you're giving that to yourself. And so nurturing yourself so that then it's not selfish, because then when your needs are met, you're able to come into community as a more whole person, and whole happy communities are made out of whole happy individuals, right? So when you come into community feeling more whole, either our close interpersonal relationships or even board meetings or whatever, when you come into those feeling more yourself and feeling more nurtured and fulfilled, and all of that, you can bring a much, I want to say a higher vibration or a higher energy, a much more uplifting energy to your community. So it's not selfish to take care of yourself. It's actually good for your whole community and everybody that knows you. But so this is, I feel like this is maybe some sort of self-neglect, some sort of neglect that maybe you were used to, ignoring your feelings, ignoring what you wanted, some sort of pattern like that you're releasing and you're breaking free from. This could also be a contract, an actual contract that you're releasing yourself from, because it's no longer serving you. So it's no longer for your benefit. It's no, you find no more growth there. It could be bothering you. So what do you want instead? What do you want instead? Because it doesn't quite work for us to say just not that, because if we're still focused on that, then we can repeat it, but in a different way. So we have to replace it with, what do you want instead? Instead of the relationship or instead of the way you've been, what do you want instead? And giving yourself something else to focus on. Because if you just say not that, that is still the focus, and it can have some unintended subconscious issues with that. So Mintonka, longing for home, belonging, the original lightworkers. So I'm not sure, we're not going to go too much into the Mintonkan concept, which I'm not really 100% on board with myself. But we are talking about longing for something. There is something that you want that excites you, and you would like to move towards it. And maybe a habitual way that you've been prevents you from moving towards the things that you want. Even naming the things that you want, even allowing yourself to know exactly what you want. We can prevent that oftentimes, or have been taught that's selfish or something like that. So you're longing for a sense of belonging, a sense of community. And this can also come in with mothering yourself, right? So you're longing for something. Well, if it's not here right now, you can give that to yourself and nurture yourself, even if you don't have a nurturing community around you. You may actually be, one way that we can nurture ourselves is to leave behind people and communities that no longer we no longer mesh with. We can waste a lot of energy or expend a lot of energy in things that aren't really for our best, and aren't really our people, our tribe, what we really want. It can be something that you could be ending a contract for something that you just don't want anymore, and it's just not for you anymore. And this isn't, and that's okay. It's okay to grow out of situations and to grow out of ways of being and to grow out of even relationships. I mean, loyalty is important, but loyalty to yourself and to what you value, that's just as important, if not more so. All right, now moving on to this Muse tarot deck, which is just kind of throwing me for a bunch of loops this week. A little bit challenging, but we'll see. Hopefully, yeah. All right, Pisces, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Oh my goodness. You have five cards of emotion. This is going to be cups. There is so much feeling and emotion and going on here. Just a lot of feelings. They may be eclipsing every other aspect of your life right now. You may be swamped in feelings. I've never, 4 is sort of the maximum I've ever gotten. But 5 is pretty wild here, Pisces. A lot of feelings, a lot of emotions. Hold on, I'm going to go look something up. Okay, since I've never gotten 5 of one suit in a reading, I know that there are, some common ideas about what, not common, there are, it indicates something, but since I've never gotten it before, I just didn't, I didn't know what it was. So it is what I thought it was. Just a lot of overwhelming emotion. You're going to be extremely aware of your emotions and feelings this week. You might be very spiritually in touch. This is an extraordinary, just an extraordinary set here. Our major arcana are going to be the world, and not quite. It's in reverse though. So a huge change in your life. The world in reverse is pretty similar to the world upright. It just means there might be a little less, even less control, and there might be huge changes going on in your life that you're not even aware of right now. And then we also have the Emperor. So the other major issue we're dealing with is who's in charge, who's in control. I suspect nobody right here, but a lot of feelings. Who is the decision-making power here? So a lot of feelings overall. Oh my goodness. Okay, so in your recent past, we have 8 of emotions. This is moving towards, it's got the same vibe of what lights you up and a sense of belonging. So 8 of emotions is not quite being satisfied with where you're at. I mean, in a way, anybody would look at where you've been and where you're at and almost call you an emperor, an empress. It's just you have what you need. 8 of emotions. That's a lot of emotions. 8 of them. I mean, that's just a lot of emotions. But we're talking here about moving towards something that's not satisfying. You're not getting your needs met here. There's sort of a... there just seems to be something missing. Something in your life seems to be missing, and you've set out to find it. I do believe you do find it, but and you've set out to find it. What is that missing piece? What else do I need? It's like sitting down to your Thanksgiving dinner and being like, I feel like we have everything. It looks like we have everything. This table is very full of everything. And then realizing there's something else, and you go to the kitchen and you realize it's the gravy is still sitting on the stove. So there just seemed like there was something more here. There was something that drew your curiosity, drew your attention. What was that? There's just, you had this little inkling, this intuition that something was missing. And you went in search of it. And so in your current situation, you have Page of Emotions. This is just learning about, learning and developing an emotional, about some sort of feelings, some sort of, what is this? I feel like this is a sense of exploration, exploring what has drawn your heart here. What have you intuited? Why have you gone in this direction? Why was that not satisfying? What is this missing piece? And it feels like you might be feeling like you have found the missing piece, but you're still sort of exploring. What is it? The ins and outs of this new feeling, of this new emotion that has caught you and caught your attention, and starting to open up sort of a different world or a different way of feeling or a different way of experiencing your emotions. So this page is new, learning about feelings, learning about emotions, starting to understand them. Your mind is sort of darting in and out of what about this? What about this? And you can see like this beautiful new place. You're not 100% sure about it though. But you can see the beginnings of something really beautiful, something really lovely. But you are, it is a situation of learning about some feelings and trying to come to an understanding of them. There's surprising things here. You may be very surprised by what you find. It may not be at all what you expected, but you're learning about it and you're exploring it. And that's one thing I think is really beautiful about this Page of Emotions, is that exploration, that you're not getting freaked out by things that you didn't expect or things that you didn't expect to be there. You're trying to understand them, trying to figure out what this is, what this feeling is. And then in your inner landscape, your hopes, your fears is the Emperor, having a lot of say, having a lot of control and power, being and questions of who's in control, being able to conduct something. I mean, you'd really like something to go your way. You'd really like something to go in a certain direction and to go your way. I don't know. This is your dream. This is what you would like, is for something to go a certain way, to come in together a certain way, and to flow a certain way, and to sound, you know how you want it to sound. And this is a sense the Emperor is in control. The Emperor is conducting. I mean, she's conducting an orchestra here, right? There's sort of sheet music and people on the music, and you'd like to orchestrate something, and who gets to do that? And you'd like something to go a certain way, which I just feel like everybody's got a little emperor in their inner landscape here. We all want to things to go our way, or to be able to orchestrate them, wanting to have some power here and some say here. What's at issue, what's going on is just this huge, massive change in your life. It's the World card upside down. It's just changes within, changes without. Ripple effects. The seasons changing in your life. And they may not be changing in the direction that you want. You have all these feelings and you want to be in charge of it, but something's changing, both seen and unseen. And I feel like in the reverse, it's more unseen changes. This is more about, rather than seeing the snow, it's the cold that's coming, and it's the cold without the snow, or there's something here that you're not aware of, a huge change, a huge shift. I feel like you are aware of it, but you may not understand the full ramifications of what's going on here. But there's a whole season change, a season shift going on in your environment, or in this whole situation is about a huge shift. And a huge shift, it could be something ending, something coming to an end here. And such a huge shift is going to have you in your 5 full cards of emotions here. It's going to have you in the full effect of, it's going to be a very emotional, well, yeah, we've established that already, but it's all taking change, and a huge change in your life, a huge change. And then we have, in your environment, we have 3 of emotions. So this could be friends. This could be sort of a fair situation too sometimes. But mostly it's just a friendship vibe. There's friends, there's people here. It does seem like a love triangle. I never get that from this, but it could be. And just, it could be 3 people in different parts of their lives. It doesn't have to be 3 people. It's just more of a friendship. Sharing your feelings with friends, sharing that's mostly what the 3 of emotions says to me is friendship. It's not, the 2 of cups where we have like a 2 meeting of the minds, but we have 3 of emotions, which is a deep emotional sharing. You have that going on in your environment, and boy, there are a lot of emotions to share, but this is a deep emotional sharing here. It's very beautiful. There is a sense of, in this one, like one of these doesn't see what's going on and 2 do. But in general, with 3 of emotions, I feel like it's a friendship vibe, mutually supportive friends sharing their deep emotions and feelings with each other, letting them flow, letting the emotions and feelings flow among people that you love. So there could be, I'm getting 2 different, this is the thing with generals and occasionally with incredibly complicated situations and personal readings, is just this, there's, it could be that there is a love triangle going on here, but in your environment, but it could also be just sharing deeply with friends and allowing your emotions to flow out and to flow, and talking freely with a friend. Your to-do list is 4 of emotions. So 4 of emotions, typically for me, the gist of the card is there is an offer and there is a refusal. But the card has more and more come to mean to me a breaking of a cycle. Breaking a cycle. Like the drink gets offered and you take it. Offered, you accept. Offered, you accept. Offered, no, I've already done this a bunch of times. I don't like it. I'm not okay with it. I want it to stop. So that's a little bit of what 4 of emotions can be. In this card, though, there is a sense of you are enough. You have enough. You don't need anything. There's a sense of it is similar to breaking that cycle, but it's a little less cycle focused and more like you don't need this anymore. There's something here that you just don't need anymore, that you don't need to accept anymore, because as is, as you are, you're enough. you are good enough. There's a sense of feeling complete. Although the fours are usually, I'm trying to figure out how I'm thinking it through with this, especially with this new deck. The fours are a place of having overindulged something, having gone too far with something and realizing it and understanding that this is too much. But in this card in particular, here it is. I don't know, have I shown this to you? So here is sort of spirit coming in here and saying, you are enough. You don't need any more drink. You don't need any more of what it is that's not actually fulfilling for you, because you can be fulfilled without that thing. So it almost seems to be like refusing an offer because you know that you can be fulfilled without a dysfunctional thing. So, but there's also a sense here, man, I'm having a hard time with this. There's also a sense here of just the cup that you are within, you don't even see. Like what you have before you, and this is pulling in this world cosmos in reverse. What you have before you, what you have seen so far isn't enough. But this you are held within a larger supportive environment so that you don't need to accept things that aren't good for you or that you're sick of. Because that fulfillment comes from within. So with this Four of Emotions, there's something that there's something that's overwhelming and you've had enough of. And you don't need that anymore. And so refusing a repeated pattern because you don't need it anymore. There's something here that you don't need. And oh my gosh, yes, unbound. There's something here that you don't need anymore, right? What is that? What will that be? I mean, you may not recognize it right now. But releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives, like your own past life, releasing a soul pattern. It is about, this Four of Emotions is about patterns that have been overly indulged, patterns that have been done a few too many times. Something from the past. And not letting it define you anymore, not letting it... I think there's something really beautiful here in the book. Something, oh, okay. So this World card could be just not being in tune with the changes that are going on here. And they're not resonating with you. Something could not be like making sense to you or resonating, but there are big changes. So Four of Emotions. Missing out on the wonderful things in front of you, boredom, dissatisfaction, apathy, and magic. Here. She sits in a giant energetic cup, her fourth cup, her best cup, but when she counts her blessings, she sees only 3. Other people have 4 goblets that she can clearly see, and here she is, stuck in a life of 3. She sighs, hoping she will someday find a 4th. She closes her eyes and asks the Muse to help her find her magic blessings. No answer, nothing but the waves lapping up against. The Muse laughs and blows bubbles from below, changing the angle of sunlight just a little, just enough for her to see her 4th cup in the glistening rays. Daughter or son, you are the 4th cup. In this way, the Muse reminds you that you too are the blessing you're seeking. You're living within your own treasure chest, and you just need to change your perspective to see it. Okay, well, all right. And then where you're going is 6 of Emotions. This is reconnecting with something, a joy from your past, with something that, reconnecting with something that really made you happy, really resonated with you, finding something and reconnecting with it. And this can be a little trip down memory lane. This can be reconnecting with someone or something from your past, a past passion that you've held inside. I like it because this 8 of Emotions and the 6 of Emotions just seems, there's just like this ripple effect. This all of these emotions have this ripple running through them, right? I don't know if you can see that, but this ripple running through them. the ripples of the sand, and then we end up with ripples of the water, ripples in the sky, just this, oh my gosh. And the Emperor even has the same ripples here. Oh, and then the vibration idea from this in reverse, because this has the ripples through it too, and they're standing in water in a swimming suit, and yet all we have is water here, cups and a swimming suit. This is like an all-encompassing vibration, intensely emotional and spiritual vibration. And here you are, this conversation with friends rippling out. The effects are going to change, I think, your life, and there's vibration. There's, wow, that's really amazing. All of these cards have that ripple flowing through them. Okay, we've gone a little long here, but I love the World Cosmos card of this vibration, and it's traveling with you all the way through. There's this flow here. There's a flow going through each of these cards. I'll post a picture at the end and you'll be able to see it. It's very amazing and unlikely. This whole reading has been very unlikely and interesting. So finding a new way to do something, maybe nurturing yourself, really, because mothering yourself, that's what she really needs, right? That's what we were talking about, is this mothering of herself and this giving herself what she needs. Oh my gosh. Okay, the one that fell on the floor. Ribbon dancing. Creative power. The mind often wants to see and know exactly what is around the corner, but to manifest, we have to give up certainty and embrace the creative process. Choosing to live creatively will bring you more joy and success than any amount of certainty ever could. Okay, well, whew. Yeah, certainty really isn't in the cards with all these emotions here. So some sort of vibration, though, some sort of flow through this whole thing. Maybe this is refusing, this four of emotions is refusing your own doubts and your own dissatisfactions, and refusing to continue to engage with negative thinking, because you've already been down that path. Maybe that's the soul pattern that you're needing to change here, because you end up reconnecting with something very powerful and emotional from your past. All right, Pisces, I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments. Very much appreciate them, and I hope you have a great week.